Hello and welcome to Home Studies e-learning for Advanced. Thanks for joining us. In this video, we'll take a look at Reading and Use of English Part 5, Multiple Choice Reading. We'll look at what this part of the exam involves and give you tips and strategies on how to deal with it. You'll also do some practice exercises to help you get familiar with the best strategies to use in Part 5. Before you get started, remember to print out the PDF handout of this unit so that you can easily make notes and underline key information during the tasks. Or, if you don't have a printer, you can download it to a different device and use a highlighting tool for note-taking. So what is Part 5 all about? Well, in Part 5, you'll be given one long text of between 650 and 750 words. You'll need to read the text and answer 6 multiple choice questions, for each question selecting either A, B, C or D. You'll find that the questions are in the same order as the answers appear in the text. Each question is worth 2 marks. So there's a total of 12 marks available in this part. So what are you being examined on in Part 5? Well, firstly, this part of the exam tests your ability to understand the main ideas, tone and purpose of a text. It also tests whether you're able to understand the writer's opinion. Finally, you're tested on how you cope with new vocabulary and understand the organisation of a text. So now we've looked at what you need to do and what you're being tested on. But how should you approach Part 5 of the exam? First of all, skim read the main text to try and understand the main ideas of it. When it comes to the questions, you need to make sure that you analyse them. Be sure that you understand exactly what the question is asking. Then, you need to locate and underline the part of the text which looks like it contains the answer. Then, look at the multiple choice options. Candidates often make the mistake of only briefly referring to the text when answering a question. Often they just choose the answer that sounds plausible or reflects their own ideas. So it's really important to find the evidence in the text. Next, read the question and look at the 4 options and the relevant section in the main text. When you think you've chosen your answer, check that the whole question and answer matches the information in the text. Not just part of the phrase in option A, B, C or D. And remember, look out for traps. You might read the options and think all the answers seem plausible. This can happen if you just read the text quickly. It's important that you avoid just matching words in the text with words in the question or multiple choice answers. These are most likely there to trick you. Let's think about headings for a moment. It's really important to read the heading if it's provided. This is really useful because it gives you information about the text and allows you to predict the possible content to come. Let's practice. Take a look at this heading. What do you think the text is going to be about? Take a minute to consider. Then, go to the next 2 pages and skim read the text quickly. Don't spend more than 2 minutes reading it, and don't worry about looking up words that you don't understand. Skim read this first part of the text quickly to get the gist or the general meaning of it. Remember, don't spend more than about a minute on this section. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to the second half of the text. Now skim read the last part of the text. Again, don't spend more than about a minute on it. When you finish reading, think about whether your predictions about the text were correct. Pause the video and press play when you've finished. Okay, now we're going to consider how to deal with it when you come across words that you don't understand. This is something that you can practice every time you read. Don't automatically reach for the dictionary or translation software when you don't know a word. Instead, look at the context the word has been used in. There are usually clues that can help you to deduce the meaning. Also, look at how the word is formed. Does the word include a common prefix or suffix that might give you a clue as to its meaning? Does the word contain a root or a stem that might help you with the meaning? You'll feel much more confident dealing with unfamiliar words in the exam if you practice this technique in your daily life. Let's give it a try. Look at this extract and the words highlighted in blue. You might not have come across these two words before, but think about them in the context given. Are there any clues that could help you to work out the meaning? Well, we can see from the word more that rampant is being used as part of a comparative adjective. From the context, it looks like it means getting worse or being out of control. Next, we can see that staggering is a present participle adjective. From the huge numbers being talked about in the sentence, it looks like it might mean shocking or surprising. Okay, now let's try to put these techniques into practice. In this task, read the text and try to work out the meanings of the words in blue. Look for clues to help you from the context and in the word formation. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to check the answers. Okay, time to check your answers. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to the next task. Okay, so in a moment we're going to do a practice exam task. Before you begin, let's look at the instructions. First of all, you're going to skim read the main text to understand the gist of it. Then, you'll need to read the questions and underline the key words. Next, read the paragraph or paragraphs and find the section of the text that you think the question relates to. Then, look at the multiple choice options and decide which is the best answer. Underline the parts of the text that made you choose this answer. Remember, it's important to be able to justify your answers. To do this task more easily, print out the reading handout to have it as a separate document next to you, or have it open on another device. Quickly skim read the first part of the text. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to the second half of the text. Now skim read the second half of the text. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to the first question. Now pause the video while you read question 31 and underline the key words in the question. Press play when you're ready to go to the next page for the relevant section of the text. Pause the video and try to find the correct answer to question 31. Press play when you're ready to check your answer. The correct answer is C. Pause the video and make sure you understand why this is the correct answer. Press play when you're ready to move on. Now pause the video while you read question 32 and underline the key words in the question. Press play when you're ready to go to the next page for the relevant section of the text. Pause the video and try to find the correct answer to question 32. Press play when you're ready to check your answer. The correct answer is D. Pause the video and make sure you understand why this is the correct answer. Press play when you're ready to move on. Now, pause the video while you read question 33 and underline the key words in the question. Press play when you're ready to go to the next page for the relevant section of the text. Pause the video and try to find the correct answer to question 33. Press play when you're ready to check your answer. The correct answer is B. Pause the video and make sure you understand why this is the correct answer. Press play when you're ready to move on. Now pause the video while you read question 34 and underline the key words in the question. Press play when you're ready to go to the next page for the relevant section of the text. Pause the video and try to find the correct answer to question 34. Press play when you're ready to check your answer. The correct answer is A. Pause the video and make sure you understand why this is the correct answer. Press play when you're ready to move on. Now pause the video while you read question 35 and underline the key words in the question. Press play when you're ready to go to the next page for the relevant section of the text. Pause the video and try to find the correct answer to question 35. Press play when you're ready to check your answer. The correct answer is D. Pause the video and make sure you understand why this is the correct answer. Press play when you're ready to move on. Now pause the video while you read question 36 and underline the key words in the question. Press play when you're ready to go to the next page for the relevant section of the text. Pause the video and try to find the correct answer to question 36. Press play when you're ready to check your answer. The correct answer is B. Pause the video and make sure you understand why this is the correct answer. Press play when you're ready to move on. Okay, so now let's take a closer look at the instructions you're given on the exam paper regarding Part 5. Let's look at a typical Part 5 task. You're going to do the task yourself in a moment. The instructions say, you're going to read a magazine article about someone who set up their own business. For questions 31 to 36, choose the answer A, B, C or D, which you think fits best according to the text. So let's consider exam strategy. First of all, you'll need to read the whole text quickly to get a general understanding of it. At this stage, don't worry about any words you don't understand. Then, you should look at the questions. It's really helpful to underline key words because it'll make your task clearer. Next, identify the part of the text that you think contains the answer. Underline or highlight the section of text that supports your chosen answer. Then, look at the multiple choice options and try to decide which one is most similar to the relevant part of the text. Now that we've considered exactly how to approach the question, here's another practice exam task for you to try. On the next 6 pages, you'll see a Part 5 text entitled Starting Up Your Own Business. Read the text, then continue on to read the 6 multiple choice questions about the text. Remember, you can also use your PDF handout if it's easier. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to read page 2 of the text. page 2 of the text. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to page 3. Here's page 3 of the text. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to page 4. Here's page 4 of the text. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to page 5. Here's page 5 of the text. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to page 6. Here's page 6 of the text. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to look at questions 31 and 32. Remember, use your PDF handout to mark the relevant sections in the text. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to questions 33 and 34. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to move on to questions 35 and 36. Pause the video and press play when you're ready to check your answers. Okay, time to check your answers. So, question 31. The answer is B. The writer implies that his injuries wouldn't have been so bad if she hadn't been rooted to the spot in shock. Question 32. The answer is C. She says the course wasn't what she'd expected. Although she goes on to talk about getting married, this isn't the reason for her not finishing her studies. Question 33. The answer is D. She mentions how nature supported her on a practical level. The answer can't be A because although she says she had little money, she still managed to feed the children. Question 34. The answer is B. There are a few options here that might be designed to trick you. She says her parents had used homeopathy, but she doesn't say that they ran a clinic. She also says that homeopathy wasn't so popular back in the 80s, but doesn't say that this caused her to worry. Question 35. The answer is A. Again, some of the answers are based on half-truths. It can't be C, as although she managed to deal with the problems that came up, it wasn't because she was well prepared. Similarly, she says her first rates bill was very expensive, but she doesn't say she couldn't pay it. Lastly, question 36. The only fitting answer is C. This is the only description that fully matches the writer. Reading extensively in English is probably the best way to expand your vocabulary. Now that you've finished the reading task, take this opportunity to check the meaning of any words that you didn't understand and make a note of them for future reference. Any new words that you come across while preparing for the advanced exam and doing past papers might come up again in future exams. So always record new words, along with basic information about usage and pronunciation, and an example of it in a sentence. Creating word cards is a great way to keep track of the new vocabulary you learn from exam preparation reading, as well as from anything that you read in English, really. Use a dictionary to check the part of speech and information about pronunciation. Also, on the card, write an example sentence. It's a good idea to write a true example about yourself, as this will help you remember it. And that brings us to the end of Reading and Use of English, Part 5, Multiple Choice Reading. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it's been informative and you're confident about how to deal with this part of the exam now. Before I leave you, I just want to give you one final tip. Try to read one article every day. The more experience you have of reading in English, the better you will become at being able to scan a text quickly to find the main idea. You'll also be better equipped at coping with words that you don't know and being able to identify the writer's attitude. All these things will help you greatly in Part 5. So, thanks again for watching, and remember to do the practice activities and quizzes in this module to consolidate the techniques that you've just learned. Good luck, and see you in the next video.